Will it be the XP or will it also be the marks? Oh, Mincetar. Yes, of course. Take that one out.
I don't want to mention it just yet, but RSG already felt like that might happen, so they take away. And Echo read into the potential of this being a artillery backline focused lineup for RSG, so they take away the Farsa. Will they take the Eve though? Because they need to take away one hero for Eman in my point of view.
Yeah, fair enough. So it will be the Melissa, will it be will the carry, also the Claude. It's still open.
It's free pickings for the gold laners.
Yeah.
Something tells me Echo have to be willing to give up one solid artillery mage.
Yeah.
Because at this point, getting Final Slash might not be as fruitful. Because again, there's a chance and there is a tendency for Nats to hide right at the last minute, up until the last minute, for him to vengeance your face off. Right?
That's true.
That's what he usually does. So it's not going to be as reliable for Sanji.
Part of me is also thinking, what if this isn't even a Jungle Joy? What if this is a mid lane Joy
Oh.
for Exort? And then they'll swing with an XP lane pick, because if they're
Possible.
banning out the carry, there's a possibility that this is going to be that it might be a tankier jungler for RSG, or maybe even an assassin type. And hero like carry could just lock on with the really strong basic attacks.
Oh,
It could be either of those two. We see here Echo Proud, actually.
that's right.
Present.
M4 World Champions, Curtizy and JP in the house.
Yeah, the daddy's in
Yeah.
for the team.
Yeah.
So now we go back. Carry's being banned out. Oh, guys, you're on point
we
on how
already
is this going.
And the Eve too.
And the
so
Eve, so they don't give it up.
I guess they really are just compromising Exort. It's like, reveal now if that is a JJ or pick a less than ideal mid laner.
Yeah, okay. Safe pick there for Emma. They get the Beatrix. More wave clear. Fast picks here for Echo. And there's the Yuzhong. As we mentioned, for Sanford, what's it going to be for Benny Cutie? Is it going to be a Claude? The power spike, though, for RSG is fast. They need to mash it. It could be a Leslie pick here. But there's so many picks. And the first 3 picks alone on the side of RSG might give a lot of difficulty for the Leslie. And there's not enough peel on the side of Echo. It's either a Leslie or Brody.
They need some burst. I'm thinking, I'm partial to the Brody.
Yeah.
Burst range, yeah. Also, yeah. Claude is a bit of
Maybe
needs a little bit push.
Yeah, maybe Melissa, but no,
Yeah.
it's a
Brody.
Brody. It's a
There it
Brody
is.
for sure.
Great avenue here for Benny Cutie. And as we put it, now what's left now for RSG for Force?
Could be
No,
either be
Eve.
the jungle or mid.
They're saving the prestige for the very last moment, fellas.
Yeah.
We're not so sure where this joy is still going.
Such a flex here.
Bling
for
or
RSG.
Hayabusa, honestly. I'm okay with assassins at this point. And just put that Exort in the mid. Exort in the mid. The joy in the mid, but no, it's a Kagura. It's a Kagura for Exort.
Okay, back on comfort here for Exort for the Kagura, as well as a good reach for the backline here of Echo. So burst and peel. How will Echo do this if early game is on the side of the Raiders?
They're mostly burst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to come in fast, hard, shock and awe.
And they're not for prolonged team fights here. Oh, there's the town predictions up on the screen.
Also a mix of two, Sona and Manjin for RSG, the rest for the world champs. A bit of a 3-4 voting there, but now let's dig on how will this draft work for Echo, because all of them is actually burst. So probably on the stats that we've seen on the head-to-head, maybe on to the objectives, they might lean towards that early game.
Yeah. Definitely the objectives need to be contested. If not, they're going to have to trade it with either tower pushes elsewhere, an early split, or a switch in terms of where the gold leader will be, just so that they can push out a turret. The power spike of RSE, a little bit deadlier compared to Echo, easier to access. As long as they keep their Beatrix, they keep Eman alive, give him room to farm, they should be good. On the side of Echo, the power spikes will really be coming from the Valentina.
Speaking of, RSG have effectively nullified or at least funneled through only one viable ult for Sanji to steal.
Yeah.
It's just the final slash. I mean, sure you can get electrifying beats for damage, but that aside, if you want to affect team fights big time, you really got to look for Nats.
Yeah, damage or escape if he gets the joy. Whoa, okay. And as we look forward to the early game advantage here of RSG, so Irad on the joy. Is this the first hero that he used as he got into MPL, right? on the Joy rather than on the EXP, because we were trying to wonder where would this flex pick be.
Yeah, we
for
actually,
RSG.
the last Joy jungle that we saw was actually also Irad.
Oh, Light here catches the jump on the Sanji. Sanji obliging, still picking the fight here. Comes Irad, still short of one more minion, one more creep to reach level 4. Now he pops it. Carl Easy skirmishing on through. They all back off.
Okay. A bit of an early rotation for Echo, as well as what they want to do for
Whoa.
the objective. Oh, Nats and Carl Thesia on the other hand.
That's a Phantom Slash committed. An execution, rather, with a retry. And Nats just walks away. What was that about?
A quick little duel.
Whoa!
Sanford sees him. Oh, already forced out the flicker.
Yeah, a bit of a deep way of overextending that position if he didn't flicker out, because on the side of Sanford, he wants to also have the way of controlling his lanes early on. So Exhort and Irad is you as well.
Yep, he was limit testing Nats. And I think the fact that Nats here is less than full health might be danger. Oh! But Sanford gets bursted down. You never count on a Kagura. That's a man down for Echo. They're not going to be well for this first turtle.
Yeah, it's going to be a conservative contest for the Lord. Look at Light, though. He knows where Sanji, Yawi, and potentially Carl TZ are. As a roamer, you're looking at that shrub. He gets the info. 3 members of Echo on the sides of Light.
They walk out. That's a dash on through. A flicker and a pull. Down goes Irad. The turtle goes over to Carl TZ. Sanford making a beeline for the back line. And just like that, call it conservative. But Echo, you never tell them the odds.
You never know what's going to happen for Echo. They might miss the chance on that hiccup, but on objective takes, that's how Echo works.
Yeah, question mark for me as to why Light spent a little bit too long there. They were going for the counter punch, but up against a Kaja Valentina combo, you're going to want to set something up before a Kaja can go flicker and Divine Judgment in, and that's exactly what Yawi got. The perfect target in Irad. Free turtle there for Echo, relatively free.
Oh, Light here stretching on through. Yawi spots him, forcing out a bouncing ball. It's 4-on-2 down bottom.
Well, like as expected, the early game rotation is on the side of Echo here. So might as well make use of the burst advantage that RSG is not using.
Well, they use it for one, so it's still relatively there. They're just being very calculated with when they decide to do it. I mean, they got Sanford up top before the first turtle of the game. That gave them a slight advantage, but then Echo didn't pull their punches.
Oh.
Here's again a gank onto Sanford.
Starting out with a final slash. Irad does not have the ult to lock down Sanford. He walks away, and still a wash, about 30 seconds away from the second turtle.
Okay, a bit of a slow pace here for both of these teams. So let's see how they go here on the bottom lane as well. Gold lane matchup, Evan and Benny Cutie. Light and Yawi charging up with the brushes. Carl TZ, he spotted here.
Cancels out the stretch, does not jump on through, bouncing ball away from that bush. A lot of pressure being put down onto this gold lane, and that's making Eman play a little too conservatively. Not much action in the gold lane here.
Yeah, this game is slow in terms of the action, fast in terms of the rotation, actually. Just a moment ago, we saw a play up top by RSG to try and disrupt Sanford. Then we saw a play down bottom to try and disrupt Eman and Benny Cutie. Here comes the next turtle.
Oh, Black Dragon form spots out Irad. Turtle very low. Carl Easy gets it with a Phantom Execution. And Nats slowly gonna get popped. Vengeance on. Vengeance through. Carl Easy dashes. Nats flickers away. And here comes Exhort dealing a lot of damage. Yawi the first to fall. Nats finally goes as well. Sanji running away. Uses the electrifying beat, steals away Irad's ult, and just like that, a 1-for-1, but Echo still gets the turtle.
Smart team fighting there by the members of both teams.
Ooh.
Actually, a duel down bottom.
Whoa!
It's not gonna reach. He did not have the torn apart memory, did Benny Cutie. Going back to the previous team fight, great timing of the Thorned Rose by Carl TZ to make sure he can avoid control and getting damage so that he could get that turtle. Irad was there for the contest, but Carl TZ right now showing his world-class retribution skills.
From that clash, I say Nats is pulling and dividing Echo's advantage in team fights. Let's see, on going back on that moment, he pulled out almost half of Echo, and then the umbrella shows up from the brushes. That's one thing that you need to look out for. There's 2 members who's making the play for RSG, and the items now, we have the Genius 1, and also present for Kagura as the Cock of Destiny. So a little bit of magic defense reduction for Echo, who has not yet they don't have yet the Athena shield.
Yeah, and if you look at the build of Carl TZ, he's going for the traditional tanks a lot. Ghost Molten Essence into Guardian Helmet, and then he's going to be building the Thunder Belt next. So
T-Belt.
Yeah, T-Belt. It's not the early War Axe tank slots that we've been seeing actually from Irad himself. More traditional in approach as Carl TZ.
How crazy is that? In 2023, you're saying it's traditional for Carl TZ to play tanks a lot.
He has a goal. As he started the season, he wants tank damage.
That's right. You follow him on social media, his personal page where he shares his ranked games. Dude, he recently played Jungle Brody.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, that's his thing. He's just, let's just make everything tank.
The design is very M2.
Yeah, it started with Jungle Link, then it
Perfect
became
way
Jungle
to put
Brody,
it.
and Tank Brody. That isn't even with a Malefic Roar. Pure Tank Brody.
Brody.
Carl TZ.
Because even back when he did it in M2, at least he went Malefic Roar, defense items, late game all defense. This time it was just all defense.
And that was a different atmosphere to
Yeah, it was.
talk about, right? It was a different metagame, different mechanics. That was before they fixed the whole Brody mechanics wherein you can only build one attack damage item and then everything else can be physical or magic defense. But yeah, no, today Carl TZ is still pushing the boundaries.
I love how this player is being confident with experimentation at the same time. But on this field, the level of play up against RSG, they somehow really gone through the homework of not being 2-0'd again. Back on their first meeting, they got in the dominant sweep up against the RSG. Now on the last day, they have a chance again to prove themselves worthy for have another match. Because again, the third seed for the Raiders is still open to keep it alive.
And it starts here. There's no way they can drop this game.
Yeah.
If they want to keep their hopes up of being a third seed, having that advantage, everything has to go right their way starting now.
Third seed, very important for teams actually, because the third seed also gets the power of choice.
Ooh.
They get to choose between the 5th and 6th seed as to who they'll be facing. First seed gets to choose 3rd and 4th. Third seed gets to choose 5th and 6th in terms of where they're gonna go.
Second seed gets 2 lives.
Second
Two
seed gets
lives,
2
upper bracket, yep.
Yeah.
So Echo here, sitting pretty. Again, they weren't really much a victim of the champion's curse upon returning home, having the burden of carrying the gold. They actually just kept working and proved for at least the first half into the later half that, hey, we're still the M4 World Champions we came home to be. And now in this matchup, they can actually dash RSG's hopes of ever seeing third seed.
Grind never stopped for the World Champs, but how will RSG get through this lead? It's not too far, but in terms of the objective and Retribution battles, that's Carl TZ still managing to work his way through that last hit of the Retribution. Exort on Nats, on the other hand, it's on the bush.
Oh, Sanford with the Black Dragon form. Carl TZ with a pull. And here comes the Dragon. Carl TZ secures the turtle. Shields up for Echo. They're going to force the advantage. Light goes down. Look at the back line. Nats going to take down Yaoi. But can Nats be stopped? Here comes Irad with the backup. Oh, Sanford pushing them away. Here comes Carl TZ and Sanji. Benny was pushing all the way down. No one watching him. And Sanford looks like he's going to get away with it. And Carl TZ dashing on through. Puncture here, puncture there. Phantom execution. Irad looks like he's going to get away with it. No more bodies will fall.
Back away, but the push is on bottom with Benny Cutie's Brody.
Cross-map victories there by Echo. Nats, however, keeping the play alive and actually going to be able to push this tower for RSG. Oh, can Yaoi get to him in time? Yaoi goes he interrupts it!
The Ring of Order catches Nats, and just like that, Benny Cutie's gonna finish the job.
Just in time for a switch.
Just in time indeed. Echo getting victories all throughout. This is a very different story to their first meetup. Irad now has a Holy Crystal. Here comes Yaoi with the conceal play.
Oh, he still has a DJ. Check yourselves. RSG respecting that fact. They let go.
This time around, Echo seems a little bit more comfortable in their rotation. Having the Yuzhong on the hands of Sanford.
Oh!
Very in the zone right now.
Black Dragon form, a draw line between RSG and their tier 1 turret. All this while, Irad taking care of a big wave down bottom.
Need to take care of the push that Benny Cutie, did. Now on the other hand of the items, who's the one which is on the damage? Well, on the other on this side, Brody is on 6.5k.
Oh, Nats with a vengeance, just playing footsies. Light, did he use conceal? Oh, not gonna be pushing it. Item-wise, you were saying.
Yeah, actually, penetration was what Benny Cutie decided to focus on. Decided to go for Blade of the Heptases and then Malefic Roar were his item priorities. Won't be surprised if he's still actually just gonna try and maybe even rush BOD if he can for the third item, just for raw damage alone. But we'll see. There's a Legion Sword on him.
You don't want to let Ben Cutie alone in the kitchen, gathering up those recipes for damage. So if you want to consider for the late game possibility, who's the damage dealer here that we can go? Because Eman and Exod could be the one to deal damage in team fights.
Yeah, it's Irad as well. He has the Holy Crystal, so the power spike of the Joy has been hit. But right now, Ira has been very conservative with his entries because he is watching out for Yawi's Kaja.
Yeah. Ooh, look at Light. Cancels that through. I'm not sure if they see where Eman is. RSG have to reconfigure their initiation. Look at Yawi. Look at Light as well. Yawi gets the pull on the one. Nats very low. Part apart memory. Sanji finishes his job. Nats has fallen. Look at Sanford cutting a line straight through RSG's lineup. They're going to punish him. Sanford falls. Now Ira does get the ult off, but he gets punished as well. Sanji goes down 2 for 1 the trade so far between Echo and RSG. And in the mayhem, Carl Deasy takes down the Lord.
Look at the targeting of Echo. That is a classic vintage Echo play. Yawi and Benny Cutie together coming from the shrub near that bottom lane where Benny Cutie is positioned around right now. They will conceal together into that L shrub, going closer to the jungle of RSG, and from there they were able to get a pick off. The young goat got you. It's Carl TZ stats.
Best in the world.
Still climbing up those numbers. Carl TZ on this Tank-Salot build. Also the Warax as well is present.
Yep. So this is where you build it, usually.
Usually.
After a couple or so defensive items, you build up on your damage, your penetration, your movement speed. You're able to bite down on your targets and then go from there.
And it's interesting because he might not be last building on Immortality. Eventually he's going to sell that Molten Essence. And then it looks like he's going to be going for Bloodlust, not Bloodlust Axe rather. Endless Battle, there we go.
Yep.
As one of his last crucial damage items.
Okay, so Sanji has the ultimate of joy. Well, last time I saw this one with the ultimate being copied here, it's mostly for the escape. So with the identity of Sanji, he might be going aggressive with this one, combining the damage. But how is that? How's the damage if you copy Joy now against RSG?
It's like dash one, Joy, a little bit of damage, not as much as a Joy can do, but it is still something you have to respect. But yeah, you're right. It's mostly just an escape tool.
Ah, so two of them are just chasing up the total damage rank, Sanji and Irad.
Yeah. And it's no surprise it's going to be them. We mentioned it earlier, Sanji. It's going to be his power spike, although it's all very close right now for the other members of Echo. And then it's going to be Irad, really the main focus of damage for RSG and the Jungle Joy.
Now that y'all mentioned it, I'm looking forward to how Sanji is going to use those electrifying beats, because ideally speaking, it might really be used aggressively as a way to cause confusion among the ranks, like break up RSG's lineup. And that's what Sanford is supposed to do. That's what Carl TZ does. And if you do that, Yawi can do better at picking off with the DJ.
Exactly. And in terms of the positioning for this next Lord, Echo have the advantage there. RSG a little bit more conservative right now. They know their orange buff is going to be up, but it is going to be contested by Echo. So they won't even be able to get it for Irad. Irad, by the way, already forced to build the Blood Wings just so that he can get a little bit more sustainability for himself.
Okay. Slow a bit of trying to take back on what they have missed from the mid game. Now heading into ultra game, the lead is on to Echo, 7.7k. Sanji with no deaths. Only Sanford has the casualty, and Yawi as well. So we're looking at how Eman could be the activation here for damage.
Yeah. By the way, interesting itemization also by Sanji. It's rare that we see this, although it is happening more frequently, where there are Valentinas who prioritize Enchanted Talisman and build Clock of Destiny third for mid to late game power spike out of nowhere.
Oh, now he picked up the DG, man. The Divine Glaive. It's going to hurt.
That really hurts. All burst on that Valentina right
Watch
now.
out. Concealed play by Yawi. Gets a pull on the one. Plus a Black Dragon form right in your face. While Ira tries to contest, but Khaldi's going to get it anyways. Still no bodies dropping. RSG obliges. Going on forward as well. Pushing them in. Benny Cutie with a forward flicker. Here comes Sanford. The job's not done. Light goes down. Sanji gets the kill. 2 for none. Plus a Lord. Echo 10k ahead.
Amazing pull from Sanford, dividing RSG, and a sandwich attack onto the 2 members of RSG, taking Eman out of the equation to not deal damage in the team fight.
Oh, stickers up outside of the base of RSG on almost 10,000 gold lead for Echo. This is the Echo system. It wasn't the Express, but the system is not failing them this series. And look at that, earlier a BOD was picked up and completely built there by Benny Cutie. All raw damage was the focus for Echo. And also the initiation of that fight by Yawi, it was just, I would say, near perfect universal timing, that when he flickered was exactly when he was about to get hit by Light's Tyrant's Revenge that would have stopped the flicker Divine Judgment onto the side of RSG.
Oh, and we're going in for a pause. And looking back on those items, I only see Arlott having the Dominance Ice and Athena Shield in 1 Immortality. So the defense, maybe Light is going for a chop build, just to supplement everything from the damage coming from Echo.
Yeah, just to, again, make it, just to be the peel that his team needs. And again, I'm not sure what kind of mental state Light is in right now, because the mechanical execution that Yawi has in this game, as Reptar mentioned, the way Yawi flickered in right before the jump happened, a second later, Bouncing Ball could have stopped Yawi from engaging. That could have been the difference between RSG and Echo winning that engagement. Yes, Echo could have gotten the Lord, but RSG might as well have wiped him out. That's the difference that engagement made.
Yeah, they wouldn't have gotten a pick-off, and that was a major one at that. That set the story in the tempo to favor Echo, and for Carl Teasy to duke it out. Can't recall which member of RSG was there, but it was just Retribution versus no Retribution. So
yeah,
Carl Teasy got that without a problem.
I think it was Irad, and then Irad just decided, you know what, not worth it, not worth my time. I'm gonna push bottom. That's what happened.
Thank you.
Talk about cross-map ways of dealing and keeping everybody busy onto the defense on the side of RSG. Maybe that's one way to put it. Give so much way of weight on how to have these objectives cleared and go for the objective, because at most of the time it's just Carl Teasy winning the Retribution battles. And it's hard for Irad. Maybe I was just thinking that having the ultimate of the joy and being played at the same time, maybe that's one thing of breaking down your own music and focus.
Yep, and right after the break, wow, Echo has made quite the developments on the map. I mean, it's all blue. They're inside RSG's base. Took down mid and top inhibitor, and RSG just has this last bastion, this last hope of inhibitor down bot.
Turnaround right now at this point for RSG will be incredibly difficult. No deaths onto Sanji and Benny Cutie, the main damage dealers of Echo, as well as their jungler Carl Teasy on fire with securing the objectives. And I stand corrected, it's not a Bloodlust axe, it's actually not an endless battle, it's a Hunter Strike. So he decided to chase a little bit more penetration, a little bit more extra movement speed around the minions, and then the cooldown reduction and physical attack as well.
He is doing his best Martis impression.
Yeah.
Basic attack, basic attack.
Basic attack, and a little bit more of the...
It's scary, dude. Like the Lancelot is already dashing, and even without dashing, he's running.
How about the winged shoes, right? And it just keeps on taking you to different paths right away.
Are you telling the man to build rapid boots?
Well, not really, but imagine...
No, because when you said wing shoes, literally Rapid Boots has like wings on it.
Yeah, because on Carl Teasy wants to have an advantage. He's known for these years, like, I want more dashes in my hero.
Maybe. A sprinting Lancelot all around. Just with the Rapid Boots. I'd pay to see that.
And the only reason why we're able to joke around like this, folks, is because Echo is so ahead.
Yeah.
Echo is just light years away from RSG situation. Yes, RSG has a few kills on some key members. They have pushed a couple of turrets, but the map is blue. The
Yeah.
map is all Echo.
Yeah, let's paint the picture right now of what RSG needs to do to make the map look a little bit more red.
Here's the brush.
Is that they just really need to, if it's Kufra, if it's Light, somehow miraculously in one setup, get the Brody, the Valentina, maybe the Lancelot, but the Brody and Valentina is what you're looking at the most. And then with the Joy, Beatrix, Kagura together, burst them down. And then somehow, after all of that, get away safely. Or still continue to fight, and then the members of Echo aren't there to respond. Right?
This was more plausible, realistic in the first 5 minutes. I saw Exhort.
Yeah.
Exhort and Nats doing somewhat of a sequence like that.
Yeah.
But now, I don't know if Echo's going to allow that. Or how they can allow that. Because again, even in your own base, this is what's hard, right? Yes, Kufras are responsible for a lot of memorable moments inside their base, but a Kufra is the most dangerous when there are bushes.
Yes.
Like
So-
a snake.
Rattlesnake.
And that's one danger to do.
All
you
Renmar.
need
See,
to-
I'm speaking while the sounds are going off.
Yeah, Renmar.mp3.
No, man, you're really good at aren't you a ventriloquist, Leo?
You're stumbling. You were like, what was that word?
Ventriloquist?
The one who makes the sounds, yeah. It's m.mp3.gfx or sfx. So now to go back in that game. So
OGG.
OG. Yeah.
Oh, you're showing your age there, brother.
Oh man. So
Fellow
with that
children.
being said, check Yowie's bushes. Oh no, yeah, you have to check Light's bushes.
I think we're past the point of checking Yowie's bush. Like,
Yeah, it's not a bush anymore.
the only times, effectively, Season 11, that Yowie bush checking is effective is when you're ahead anyways. That's what Omega
Yes.
did, right? In that
Yes.
game that they won in that series against Echo, that's what Miko did.
Yeah, that-
Minute one.
That's what.
Let me get in there, right? Just,
That's what Benedict Things does really well when TNC went up against Echo.
That's
And
right.
They did that in the early game,
That's
and even in the late game when things were close.
So that's just the nature of the beast, I guess, between these two roamers, between Light and Yowie. Because again, Light has his own thing.
Yeah.
everybody has. So maybe in their own way, you could probably have a chance for RSG to bounce back, because for this Light specifically, he can still make it. He just need the angle.
The outcome of this game so far, right? Game one, it baffles me because of how different the first meeting was. That was a clean sweep by RSG.
Yeah.
How far these two have come.
And again, it's interesting that would the first meetup have been the same if Echo got to go blue side? Because this time around, again, this is the first time in this matchup we got to see Echo go onto the blue side. And with them first picking the Lancelot, which we don't see as often. It has happened before, but when it does happen, it's a big thing because of what that means for the draft.
Now, speaking of draft and going back to the game, it's 16 minutes. Echo Zima 8-4 with a lead of gold lead rather of 10.3.
Colossal.
Yeah. One turret left for RSG to defend, and now they're doing some cleanup with their waves to have an advantage for this upcoming Lord.
So this is just housekeeping by RSG. They're getting as much EXP and gold as they can as a unit. Because best believe, if any 2 or 3 of them are apart from the others, then Echo are going to find out. They're going to get wind of that. They're going to smell blood in the water.
Already a Hunter Strike build there for Eman. Then as well the Wind of Nature. No Wind of Nature on the hands of Benny Cutie though, so that might be something to watch out for here. But he did prioritize the Athena Shield because the Joy and the Kagura have
right.
an easier way of easier time of being able to deal damage onto him than Eman does.
And, Light catches Sanji. I wonder if that's worth it. Uses the ult, but the firepower from the rest of the Raiders were enough. There's a pull on a Light. Sanford with a Black Dragon form. This might actually just be punitive correction. And now Sanford's gonna get blasted. Ira takes him down. Carteezy goes to the back line, takes down Exhort. And there's a torn apart memory. That's still alive.
Chunky!
Thorned Rose by Carteezy, not enough damage. Yowie trying to survive. Immortality still intact. And here's Carteezy dealing more damage. That's flickering on out. And he pops Immortality, still alive. Light misses a jump. Carteezy still here. And Benny Cutie with a forward flicker. Torn apart memory. The storm is in the building.
Talking about coverage on the damage of Echo. That final slash solely saved Yowie out of the death. that he might be in the next
Yeah.
casualty.
Eman's snipe looks like it was about to land. Okay, RSG might be able to contest this.
Woo!
And Eman looking for one.
Blocked.
Yawi blocks it. Carl DZ secures.
Blocked by Yawi was a snipe of Eman there. RSG got the target they wanted. One of them at least. They got Sanji. But Benicudi wasn't in that shrub. And who ended up staying alive long enough to turn that fight around to favor Echo? It was Benicudi on that Brody, who now has the Wind of Nature. So 2 of his main defensive items are already in his hands. For Eman, decided to prioritize the Husk Claw, or Lifesteal. Sanji now with an Immortality in his belt as well as a Divine Glaive.
Benicudi would know that, so 302. And talking about how the items are working now on the side of Echo, that turnaround could possibly on the side of RSG. But how the minds of Echo work without not being back down.
Ooh,
They're knocking off the base.
Look at Sanford coming in with a Black Dragon form. Carl DZ way in deep. Yawi gonna just keep Nats where he is. Benicudi gonna stop him. Sanford's still alive. Exor trying to finish the job. He does. Sanford falls 1 for 1 so far. The exchange. Exor gonna go. Carl DZ gets the kill. Echo all very low, but there's only 3 defenders left for RSG. Their base stands. Light stretching out. Gonna cancel it through. Here comes another wave. 4 members of Echo still smelling blood in the water. They want to finish the job. Light stretching out, and we have another push coming in down bottom. This inhibitor.
Casualty of 1 on 2. Irad.
Oh! RSG pushes out the invaders. Raiders still live.
Still a good defense. Also a good wave clear for RSG to still make it on another reset. Waves are pushing in, but there's one they need to be concerned of. The defense now up against the damage of Echo.
RSG, do they have enough? Still lacking immortalities across the board. Exort is still desperately trying to cash up in the items. Full build already for Irad, so that's a joy that really hurts, which Echo is watching out for. But they've been handling Irad very well with their control abilities, the threat of the Divine Judgment of Yawi. And now we're seeing items getting juggled around, actually. Benicudi built himself up a Demon Hunter sword. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually sold his boots, his tough boots, to make sure he gets that. But maybe later on in the item check, we'll see which item he decided to trade out for the DHS. A little bit more attack speed now onto the hands of that Brody.
Yeah, from damage to gold, 4 members of Echo are on top of the charts. Now Irad is still climbing up the damage. Only 1 member of RSG could deal damage up against Echo. So now probably they're buying time and also getting, again, a clean or a clear of waves to funnel on the damage for the members of RSG, specifically for Eman and Exort.
Yeah, full defense there for Naths. Already full build the Antiquaras should help with the damage reduction towards the physical damage dealers of Echo.
Fellas, is that accurate? I've seen discussions on this online. Kagura, Exort, he built Roam boots.
Yeah.
Favor again. Have we solved that?
Yeah, the thing is that around, I believe it was minute 8, with every assist, then you get a little bit more gold per it.
And then the shielding, right? That's why it's favor?
A little bit.
Oh! Yeah, we start with a pull. Light in trouble. Gets his immortality pop. Look at Irad trying to get in there. Sneak through. A cheeky retry. Not going to happen. Irad gets popped by Carl Teasy. Look at the back line. Exort seems to regret everything so far. He goes down. Yawi gets the kill. Now it's snapped between 3 members of Echo. 2 for 1 the current trade. Benicudi falls for Echo. And now Nats just vengeancing on through. All 4 members left. He's still alive, but not for long. Woo. He goes down. Immortality Pop Light to the rescue. And they're still here. Eman deals damage, but Carl Deasy slashing on through. Down goes Light. Down goes Nats. 2K for Sanji. Eman takes down Sanford. And just like that, it's Eman, the only one left
of the region.
He's still getting some life steal, but that might not even be worth it anymore. He pops the immortality on Sanji. The base is in jeopardy. The Lord swinging away. Ladies and gentlemen, Echo are going to take game 1.
That is 75% of the revenge complete. The series isn't done just yet, but